I guess we'll see how it is gonna go with Shannon Sharp and Shad White, not Shad Wives. Anyway, um,
I said wife. You made him a polygamist.
well, gotta spread the love, you know. Yeah. Before we go to the end, if you look at this, was this also the best move Brett could have made? Because of course, when you are dealing with the Mississippi case, where they are basically trying to find, um, and I think we talked about it as well, whether the cases are dependent upon each other. Let's say you have on the Mississippi case, they are looking for evidence for to prove that maybe Brett was involved directly with, or at least is partially to blame for the money he has received through Nancy New. On top of that, you would get also the lawyers of Pat McAfee looking for evidence showing that he knew about it. In that case, would those people collaborate and try to find dig even you have more man hours, more people who can dig?
Yeah,
Was
I
this
mean,
the best move if you look at maybe
yeah, yeah,
the dependency
yeah.
on those?
I touched on this a while back, but briefly. But maybe it's good to elaborate, as you said. The fact that we, or at least no, we talked in a previous show about Brad not being smart by putting himself in a situation where he would need to fight multiple wars at the same time. It was basically fighting four wars, he had four court cases. The main case, which is the Mississippi welfare lawsuit case in Mississippi, in which he is one of, I believe, 47 defendants that are currently being,
Yeah, a
uh,
full football team.
yeah, of 47 of that are being accused of being involved in mismanagement or misappropriation of funds that was
Stealing,
just
allegedly.
allegedly
Well,
stealing.
some of them were convicted or a plea deal. So
Yeah, yeah. So, but with regards to funds that belong to the, or at least that was destined to go to, uh, let's say, the poor people who needed it. Instead, it was sent to people with money already for their pet project. So that's the main case. I think Brad should focus more on that case. That would have that should have been his strategy from the get go. Instead, he chose to file three cases on the side, and that meant, of course, as you mentioned, KR, more legal fees. The legal team would be spread thinner. And even if that wasn't the case, because you can imagine that if his lawyers are from a bigger law firm, they probably have enough lawyers to put on the case. So even if it is the case that the law firm is big enough that that it could put more people on the different cases, that would mean higher lawyer fees, because oftentimes bigger companies have higher overhead costs and thus more, or at least higher legal fees. So that would mean not only the lawyers on themselves would are so the lawyers are by themselves already probably more expensive than, let's say, the other lawyers that work in smaller firms. But additionally, that would basically mean of a quadrupling of the legal fees, because you would have maybe four teams. So it's either thinning out the current legal team or quadrupling, doubling, tripling, quadrupling the current legal fees. So it's definitely good for Brad from a financial point of view that he drop this case from a strategic as well, because time is also a valuable resource, and it's good that this one is out of the way. I would also suggest him to get the Shannon Sharp case out of the equation, to take the Shannon Sharp case out of the equation by entering into a settlement with him as well. So that way he would have more time to focus on saving his behind. Back to you, KR.
Very. Still think there's going to be a very. I think you said something there that I definitely agree. It's going to be very interesting because it really seemed like you said before. It was a very passionate. It was a very passionate statement by Shannon, in which it's not gonna say it seemed personal, but it seems kind of on the edge. Maybe it also has to do with him being in the Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame, both being in a NFL Hall of Fame and putting an NFL Hall of Fame jacket in disgrace. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's how we looked at it. I don't know, but it seemed kind of it was very personal the way he was talking. Let's see how that's gonna end. I mean, before we go to that part, um, would you say that by settling as well to basically close this part off, by settling, has Brett avoided a possible L?
Of course. But that's always the case with settling, because you often settle when you don't know what what the outcome will be, or
Mm,
because, so it's either that uh, or because of the financial, because it's financially not desirable to continue with court cases. So you'd rather take, let's say, I think he already took an L, but it's a smaller L than he would
also,
have.
also,
I mean, less court case, less, uh, less, less, less
no,
time.
he took an L already.
He shouldn't have started the case
Mm.
in the first place. The L he took was unnecessary,
Would
uh,
have been a better
legal
idea
fees.
if he just had if he just had called called back when he was making the jokes. If he would have called Pat and said, Pat, I want to join your show and explain this to the core, so you guys understand what I'm dealing with, and you would stop making jokes about it because I'm not involved with this. Would have then that been a better move in hindsight?
No, I
Hindsight is
think the
20.
best move would have been just to let it go. I mean, don't contact. No, just let it go, because his it doesn't look uh, things aren't looking good for him in Mississippi. So they should have just let it go in the first place. That's what he should have done.
Okay, okay. Well, I guess we'll see how it is gonna go with Shannon Sharp and Shannon Sharp and Shad White, not Shad Wives. Anyway, um,
I said wife. You made him a polygamist.
well, gotta spread the love, you know. Gotta spread the love. Anyway, at the end, I can say,
Have I done a good job? Have I done a good job?
well, not I, we Double Dot Show. I think it was a great breakdown. We of course we will follow what will happen in the other two cases, guys. So stay tuned. At this part, I think we can close Pat's case.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we should get like an extra sound like doom doom, case
Mm,
closed.
yeah, we
Or
should.
maybe we should buy a gavel. You should buy a gavel and
I should buy a gaff. The only thing is we need to figure out, maybe if there's like an electric way to, uh not an electric,
electrocute
not an electric, a digital
electrocute
way.
the accuser.
No, a digital weight, so we can, let's say that where you would do the motion, but
Oh,
you would hit it
yeah.
a pad, for example, because I don't think
Look
whoa,
in the camera, like.
yeah, and that with a sound, or maybe like, but yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna I'm gonna look for that. I just need to make sure that I hit the right one. Can't be doing this, man.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the show.